to think you got a shot at a cover and maybe Maryland get a stop and get back into this where they've struggled to score offensively for a lot of the day.
So, yeah, we could safely assume I don't think Maryland's going to put up another touchdown, especially the way they broke that last one. So maybe, just maybe, Indiana could take some ball-controlling drive and get a 3 there and maybe stay under your 10.5 for that third quarter under in Indiana and Maryland. But Maryland staying, that one play is going to keep them in this game, and that one play might help them cover that stinker point spread that we were so happy to take before the game started. We're starting to see some games now get into the third quarter. Notre Dame and Boston College. Boston College with the ball to start the third quarter, and they're facing a 3rd and 1 on their own end of the field to try to maybe stay close, and they get the first down. They are looking to cover a 30.5 point spread pre-flop, pre-game. And, this will be a nice little cover for Boston College here in this one. So a lot of other games going to halftime tonight, but there are some other games to come up tonight in college football. One of them that I love, but we'll get to another one first. Number 8, Georgia Tech. They're 8-0 on the season. And a lot of my friends down in the ATL are very happy with this team. This was a better start for Georgia Tech this year than my first year in Atlanta in 1990 when they won the national championship somehow. They are traveling to NC State tonight, who are 4-4 so far in the year. NC State on the year has been awful on defense in these ACC games. But Georgia Tech, only a 4.5 point favorite here. That's a little fishy line. Total 58.5. Your thoughts on this one, Will Hill?
I passed the game. I like Georgia Tech. They're one of these other teams you talk about with Louisville. You like them more as a dog. Brent Key has been good as a dog. They just don't profile as a team with some margin. Now, 4.5 is not looking to cover a big spread or anything, but if anything, I would just probably plug my nose and take NC State. But something just tell me to stay away from it, that Georgia Tech wins the game, and who knows, win it by a field goal, win it by a touchdown. I'd be surprised if Georgia Tech lost. And the way the ACC is breaking, they're going to be right there in the title game. Miami is basically out of the mix now with 2 losses, which I still can't believe, still can't get over. So I don't know. I lean towards NC State. I don't have a great feel for it. I don't have a bet on it. Knowing you, I'm guessing you are going to take the points there with the Wolfpack. I don't think you're laying it.
Oh, I'm going to skip this game too, but if I were to take it, okay, I would take NC State. But I will ask you this. Georgia Tech's undefeated. Their quarterback, Haynes King, maybe a Heisman Trophy, maybe lying in the weeds, especially if they get a win at the end of the year with their annual matchup against Georgia. Somebody maybe to keep an eye on in this Heisman race here?
Doesn't seem likely, but I can't say it's impossible. What's his number? Do you have his odds in front of you? Because I don't want to simplify it, but it does feel like Ohio State and Indiana are going to be undefeated playing for the Big 12 title in December, and the winner of that game is going to be 13-0 Big 10 champ. Isn't that probably going to be one of those quarterbacks, either Sane or Mendoza? I just don't know if the Georgia Tech quarterback is going to have the marquee wins to trump it when you're looking at that. And that's going to be a huge game if that's the game we get, when I think it will. Ohio State, Indiana, everybody watching this great showdown. I think that will just leave such a lasting impact in the voters' minds that is probably going to be where the Heisman goes. But again, a month to go, a long ways to go. Things can change as we've seen plenty of times.
Haynes King, the 5th choice currently in odds, 25-1 to win the Heisman. Saying Ohio State plus 180, Mendoza 2-1. Those are your 2 favorites, with Simpson plus 450. Those are up to the minute odds for the Heisman Trophy. But here's maybe one of my favorite games of the night, Will Hill. A ranked matchup. Number 17, Cincinnati, 7-1. They've won 7 in a row. I guess number 24, Utah, they're 6-2. This line open with Cincinnati, a 7.5 point underdog here. Now it's up to 10.5, Utah favored. Yeah. Utah's played a little bit better schedule. They won at BYU earlier in the year. We do have Kyle Whittingham, a little bit of soundbite from him, the Utah coach, what he has to say about this game coming up with Cincinnati.
They're very balanced. You hit it all. All the not all the positive, but the things that they do exceptionally well, and they're also really good. Red zone touchdown percentage is over 70%. Balanced, as you say, nearly 200 yards rushing and about 280 or 90 throwing. Scoring nearly 40 points a week. and they can hurt you different ways. But maybe the biggest RPO team that we faced as well. They really lean heavily on the RPOs, and so Coach Scally and the defense has their work cut out for them. But I got no doubt that we'll have a good plan, and it's just a matter of going out and executing. But they present problems. There's no doubt about it. They're one of the best offenses in the league.
I love taking the ranked matchups and going with the favorite. I played it earlier this week at 7.5. I would still play it today at 10.5. Your thoughts on this one, Will Hill?
It's interesting because you're such a dog better, it seems like, just doing these few shows with you. So for you to be laying the chalk, it gets my attention. It's just gotten expensive. The numbers matter. Okay, you laid 7.5. You're really going to go and lay 10.5 now? I passed the game. I would take the dog, if anything. Remember, Cincy is one of these teams, not all the time because they've kicked a few times. They're one of these teams that has been known to take the ball first. So maybe Cincy to score first, maybe Cincy first quarter, first half, or all angles you like. Maybe Utah in the third quarter because Cincy might start on offense. I'd say 75% chance because Utah will almost certainly kick. Cincy, I would say it's 50-50 whether they take the ball or kick off. And that's pretty good math. If you got a 50-50 shot of getting it, if you win the toss, 75% overall, I would look towards some of those plays. But I passed the game. I would only look towards 10.5. I think this has gotten a little bit expensive here, although Utah was incredibly impressive last week after demolishing Colorado. It was just a ridiculous game.
Yeah, I think that it was a ridiculous game. And we do see some sprinkling now, looking at the lines, comparing the lines here. I do see a couple of places now that this thing has dropped to 10 with some juice on that one. So yeah, I'm laying the chalk with Utah here. And also we have a touchdown in Manhattan, Kansas. Texas Tech now 19-14. That would still be a cover for our team of the day, our Kansas State Wildcats. That was our team of the day, one of our favorite bets of the day. Anything else you're looking at? Boston College now on the Notre Dame side of the field. They're on about the 22 going in, a fourth down play coming up. 4th and 1 for Boston College. We're not just talking covering point spreads here. We're talking maybe they can win this game, Will Hill.
Yeah, I will have to get eyes on this. Unfortunately, I just watched Indiana stroll into the end zone. So these third quarter unders have been pretty good. First quarter unders, those are good plays. A lot of times you pick the right game, kind of a fluke touchdown to start the quarter, and that's when it was doomed. And we are 5 minutes into the third quarter and it's already gone over. So Indiana matches that touchdown. It's 27-10. That third quarter under is a loser. The third quarter under Michigan State and Minnesota, that under 60.5 is looking good. We only have 7 points scored and there's 5 minutes left in that quarter. So that one, hopefully we can get something back. Game I want to touch on before we get to break here, just an update. I gave out Fresno State plus 7.5 when the Boise quarterback got hurt. That is 10-7 Fresno State. We are 11:27 left in the third quarter. I can pull up that live line in a minute, but hopefully you got in on that one. Fresno State at least appears to be in good shape to cover that number with the quarterback injury and the way that game's going.
Boise now 2.5-point favorite on the live line. A lot of closing line value compared to when you gave it out when it was 7.5. So, yeah, you're getting some value there, Will Hill. Great call by you. Fresno up 10-7 on Boise as we are just starting the third quarter out there in Boise, Idaho. But coming up after the break, it's what we've all been waiting for. Will Hill's best bets for the evening. And we'll try to throw in a couple as well as we continue live here on Live Bet Saturday. Brad Taylor here along with Will Hill, getting you through a college football Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
It's that rare time of year when all 4 major sports are in action, the Sports Equinox. To celebrate, VEASAN is giving you full access to VEASAN Pro all the way through May 1st for just $120. That's best bets sent to your inbox daily, betting guides for every sport, AI-driven prop projections and matchup tools, and every VEASAN show live through the VEASAN Watch app. Lock in the Sports Equinox special today at VEASAN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Money Moves with Stormy Bonantoni and Jonathan Von Tobel.
I think a good thing just to share for maybe some of our audience who doesn't bet hockey or hasn't bet hockey, it's very similar to baseball in that it is a money line sport. There are a lot of games. Baseball has a run line. We have a puck line. It's essentially the spread that you have in hockey. More often than not, it's going to be 1.5 goals. If it's a really big favorite, it can get up to 2.5 goals. You can also bet a game to finish in regulation.
Money Moves, weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern on VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network.
Progressive's teen driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's teen driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them. Endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
Elevate your sports betting game with VEASAN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VEASAN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VEASAN.com/pro to join VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Saturday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Covelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio. The United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 15 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Chicago Steel. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms and Steel were in action last night here at the Covelli Center. A 3-2 Chicago victory. Steel got on the board first at the 9:38 mark of the first period. Henry Major, his third goal of the season. Chicago led 1-0 at the end of the first. 10:16 of the second. Benson Grande with his first goal in the USHL made it 2-0 Chicago. Phantoms got a pair of power play goals from Evan Jardine to close out the period and knot things up at 2 at 12:51. Jardine, his fourth of the season, from Cooper Simpson and Carter Murphy. And then at 17:58, Jardine, his fifth of the season, from Simpson and Jack Hextall. Game looked destined for overtime as we wound down inside the final 2 minutes, but Luke Gockler had other ideas as he lifted one over the blocker of Tobias Trebel with 1:38 left in regulation for Gockler. His fourth of the season ended up being the game-winning goal, and Chicago got out of here with a 3-2 victory. Louis-Felix Chirac took the win. He stopped 32 out of 34. Tobias Trebel took the loss. He stopped 18 out of 21. Chicago power play was 0 for 2. Youngstown power play was 2 for 4. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. And when we come back, we will have tonight's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You are listening to the pregame show on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms, on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the pregame show. Time to take a look at tonight's scratch report. We will start with the visiting Chicago Steel. Your scratch, number 3, Zach Spagnolo. Number 11, Ashton Schultz. Number 20, Marco Sinersha. Number 22, Easton Pace. And number 27, Miles Bergen. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 2, Melker Morin. Number 37, Sean Miller. Number 42, Jackson Adams. And number 53, Owen Boucher. That was tonight's scratch report. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Chicago Steel, who entered tonight's game with an 8-4, 0-0 record. Their 16 points put them in 5th place in USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing, out of Cumming, Georgia, committed to Merrimack College, number 14, Luke Gockler. At center, out of Norwell, Massachusetts, committed to Boston College, number 28, Brady Kudrick. At right wing, out of Lincoln, Rhode Island, committed to Providence College, number 7, Colin Sisson. On defense, out of Sherwood Park, Alberta, committed to Alaska Fairbanks, number 24, Carter Francu. And out of South Beloit, Illinois, committed to Cornell, number 25, Cole Tuminaro. In net, out of Drummondville, Quebec, number 35, Louis-Felix Chara. Chara enters tonight's game with a 6-2 0-0 record, a 3.18 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage. The Steel are coached by Scott Gomez. The associate head coach is Tyler Haskins. They are assisted by Mike Mateau. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who enter tonight's game with an 8-5 1-0 record. Their 17 points put them in third place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, committed to Ohio State, number 10, Evan Jardine. At center out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, committed to Michigan State, number 17, Jack Hextall. At right wing out of Medfield, Massachusetts, committed to Yale, number 16, Kyle O'Leary. On defense out of Northville, Michigan, number 3, Jack Wilson. And out of Youngstown, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 12, Cal Houston. In net out of Czechia and committed to UMass, number 79, Tobias Trebel. Trebel enters tonight's game with a 5-3 1-0 record, a 2.44 goals against average, a .911 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and their director of player development, Cal Kafuk. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush, athletic trainer Amber Martinelli. Goaltending coach Neil Conway, strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy, and the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Jane Brignoni and Daniel Fagan. The linesmen will be Zach Bennett and Ryan Devine. Just about 5.5 minutes remaining here at the arena before national anthem and puck drop. So we are going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the things that we could be. So it's gonna be forever. You already know.
Cataclysm makes the save. Rebound to the weak side. In front.
I need a one last. And then we start to dance and I'm singing like.
The steal, Ben Simpson, toe drag, Simpson in, tucks it home, he scores!
I want you to be happier because I'm happy.
Right circle for Simpson, ripped across, Hextall, shot, score!
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
How scared are you guys? How scared are you?
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
USHL, our stars rise.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ice, your Youngstown Phantoms! And now for tonight's starting lineup. First up at left wing, from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, number 10, Evan Jardine. We'll remind you all we touched away our sacred ways. At center, from Rolling Meadows, Illinois, number 17, Jack Hextall. At right wing, from Medfield, Massachusetts, number 16, Kyle On defense, from Northville, Michigan, number 3, Jack Wilson. Also on defense, from right here in Boardman, Ohio, number 12, Cal Houston.
Here in Youngstown, my sweet Jenny.
And in goal for your Phantoms from Most Chechnya, number 79, Tobiash.
When I'm in the street and shit, it's all good. Assume the motivated boom, control the game like boom, ready to rock, clock, dollars, flip, sits like a.
Fans, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Final matchup between the Phantoms and Steel here in Youngstown this regular season. Phantoms will play the final 5 games of this series at Fox Valley Ice Arena. It's been since the 2018-19 season that Chicago only made one trip to Youngstown during a regular season. Teams played matching 3-3s that year. We've had a lot of questions about the AI-based schedule this year, and this is one of the quirks for sure. Chicago with the dramatic late win last night. What do we have ahead of us this evening? Roll for initiative. We are underway. Youngstown wins the opening draw. Houston to the far wall, gains the official's crease, and fires it in. Around the dasher it comes to Jardine. Bumped down below the goal line for Hextall. Poked off of his twig by Kudrick up the wall to Sisson. Near side. Came loose from the circle for Hextall. Poked off of his twig back to the wall. Kept by Wilson. His shot was blocked. Popped up in the air and out to center. Houston back for it. D-to-D over Wilson and back across to Houston far side. Cal out to the logo for Jardine. Into the zone. Fed across off an ankle. Came to Hextall. Feathered through the low slot. Couldn't find anybody. Off the corner. It's up to the point to Houston. His shot redirected wide by Hextall. Jardine to the rebound. Back to Hextall below the goal line. Jack coming far side. Left it for Jardine. Bumped up to the point for Houston. Couldn't take it cleanly. Taken by Gockler and chipped down the ice. But Gockler was 6 feet short of center. And that will be icing on the Chicago Steel. 50 seconds into this first period. Gockler, of course, the game-winning goal last night. Beautiful pass ahead by Alex Kalbeck. Found Gockler at the blue line. He slipped between a pair of Phantom defenders, came in alone on Trable, and floated a changeup over the blocker of the Czech netminder for the game-winning goal. As here, Rusinski wins the faceoff. Fed back in front, but right to a Chicago stick. That is Gockler. This time he gains the red line and dumps it in Chicago to the line change 1 minute into regulation. Thompson up ahead for Rusinski. Gains the red line and into the zone down the right wall. Ruse centering feed blocked off, picked up by Scantleberry in the corner. Took a hard hit. Up to the half wall, grabbed for a moment by the Phantoms. For somebody lost his footing down there. I believe that was O'Leary. Up to the near half wall, traded off to Thompson. Braden down the half wall, below the goal line for Simpson. Cooper being watched by Millett. Fed it up the middle, but past the defenseman. I believe that was JT Vini. And you know that pass has to be wide if Vini's long reach plus that 71-inch stick can't reel it in. Back ahead to the line. It is McKinnon chipping it down low for Orlowski behind the cage. Jesse lost his footing. Legally, though, play continues. Centering feed by the Phantoms, stolen by the Steel. They'll bring it back ahead into the zone. Comes Chorlton. Fed over to Major. Bumped it to the end wall, but picked up there by Orlowski. Fed back up near side. Taken by McKinnon. Malachi to the Chicago Blue. Sends it around the kick plate to the far side. Picked up by Chorlton. Couldn't clear past Orlowski. Loose change. Picked up by Kemps. Back around to the near side. Chicago back to far and picked up by Charlton through center. Bumped down into the zone. Wilson battles against Henry Major. Had the opening goal of last night's game. Poked around the wall by Dyer. Taken by Kaharchik and out to center, but picked up there by the Steel. That's Captain Franco. D-to-D over to Jaden Kurtz, who made his USHL rookie lap before the game here. Stolen by Crowder in the corner, fed it out in front looking for Dyer. It wouldn't go. Joe Erickson also making his USHL debut tonight for Chicago, and it is Erickson who got his stick broken battling for that one on the play. Phantom stick down as well, but Hesh able to grab his twig as the shot comes over to Kurtz for a pad save by Trable. Rebound carried ahead by Hesh. Banked it off the red line down into Chicago end, hustling down after it Logan Anderson, but getting there first was Franku, fed it over to Kurtz, and then up the wall to Kudrick, passed ahead looking for Crowder, it wouldn't go, waving off icing as nice hustle by Luke Gockler to beat out the icing whistle. Jack Hamilton battling for it below the cage, Kudrick there for the steal. Hamilton able to work it over to his defensive partner, Brody Berard. Phantoms play it out through center. Grabbed in his own zone by Tuminaro. D over to Callbeck, fired into the Youngstown zone. Hamilton let it come up the wall. Jardine banked it off the dasher and out to center. Hextall overskated, but it came to O'Leary, swept it into the zone. Hextall had a step for a moment, able to shovel one on the cage, but Shira will throw the trapper on top of it. 16:08 left in the first. We're scoreless. Shots on goal read 1-0 Chicago. Don't know if they're going to credit Hextall with a shot on net there or not. It will be Hextall to take the draw. To the left of Shira, who stopped 32 out of 34 last night. Evan Jardine beat him twice on the power play, nearly identical goals for Jards. As Youngstown controls that offensive zone draw, coming down the wall was O'Leary. Back to the point for Vini. Sent back down the wall for Hextall. Out to center by Chicago, grabbed by O'Leary, fired back in. Phantoms touch up. Puck controlled by the Steel, however, they'll play it ahead to Grande. Scored his first USHL goal last night, played down into the Phantom zone. Vini cleared it up the wall, kept at the right point by Kemps. Back below the cage. It goes to Omen. Back up the wall to Grande, stolen by O'Leary, and he found Hextall. Carries ahead with Jardine 2-on-2. Gained the red line, fired it off the corner boards, ricochets to the near side, grabbed by Jardine in the zone 1-on-4. Jarge double team, the loose puck picked up by Rusinski. He'll spin it far side. Played back to the point for Houston here. Cal back down low for a turning shot that was blocked off the stick of Svitov. Back down low, nifty move along the goal line. Believe that was Kuharczyk, couldn't tip it home. Now Kuch has it back in the corner, up to the point for Wilson. Steps in, fires a low shot. Pad save by Shira, and the rebound went into the corner. Svitov up high, then cycled back down low for Kuharczyk. Turning shot blocked along the way. Side of the cage, it's Simpson. Carries up to the blue line, center point Wilson. Jack eyes the cage, over to the wall. Turning shot by Kuharczyk is blocked, and the Steel will carry ahead. Trying to go inside out. Believe was Kazda, wouldn't work on Jack Wilson. Houston Rusinski back to help break up that rush for Timo Kazda. Puck comes to Cooper Simpson in his own zone. Cooper up the far wall, off the window, and out to center. No icing here. As going back for it, Eero Hiotiainen. Played in the Youngstown zone, Hamilton. Up the boards to McKinnon. In front of the benches. Bumped over to Rusinski, swept into the zone, but Phantoms couldn't get it deep. Hiotiainen ahead to Major, poked off of his stick and into the corner by Hamilton. Thompson there to help cover up for his defensive partner. They'll battle below the goal line. Sent up to the right point, kept by Hiotiainen. Down in the corner for Major. Watched by Hamilton, poked at by McKinnon, grabbed by Kazda. Sent out to the left point, but unable to hold the zone is Francoon, who will retreat into his own end. Played it past Kuharczyk, off the stick of Charlton and into the Youngstown zone. Steal to the line change. Hamilton snapped it ahead off of Anderson into the end wall. First one to it is Bukowski. Matty battled against Tuminaro, but Steele took it away from him, and they'll come back through center. Dyer snapped it in around to the left corner for Crowder. Ridden off the puck as it came to Hesh. Good play there by JT Vini. Up for Murphy and ahead. 2-on-1 developing. Fed across to Anderson. Shot! Scores! Get that cat off my chair, Logan Anderson. His third goal of the season, and Youngstown takes a 1-0 lead. Time of the goal, 6:58. Beautiful play through center as Bukowski carried ahead, slipped it to Anderson, who went top shelf on the sprawled out Shira. And the Phantoms grab the lead. Youngstown also controls the faceoff. Played down into the Chicago end. Round to the near half wall, Steele poking at it. Phantoms kept it alive on the first try. Second effort, Steele get it out to center. O'Leary denied the line by Callback. Second effort, he got it in but couldn't get it deep. Steele with it, D-to-D in their own zone. Carrying ahead was Millett. Slipped it ahead, rolls on net. Trable will set it up for Wilson. Jack out to center, found Hextall, bumped across over to Houston. Cal into the zone. Long distance wrister ripped up over the crossbar. Callback played it around the Millett just under the stick of an oncoming Jardine. Heavy hit thrown at center by JT Vini as he knocked down Tobias Omen. Omen regained, tried to center, stolen by Hextall as they came into the zone. Quickly back out through center. Into the zone comes Svitov. Played below the goal line, picked up by Hiutinen. Svitov took it back, played it to Rusinski. Across, one-timer by Vini, pad save by Shara. Svitov to the rebound, trades it off to Thompson. His shot unable to deflect it home at the far post was Cooper Simpson. Simpson in the corner, behind the cage, shoves Omen off of him. Simpson still with it, down to a knee, up to Murphy, one-timer, patted out by Shara. Rebound into the corner for Hiutinen, and played it just out to center. Skating ahead with it were the Steele, and they were able to get it on net and get a quick line change. Simpson redirects it into the Steele zone, but couldn't get it deep. Chicago plays it quickly, back out to center. Youngstown re-entered the zone offside, and we'll have our media timeout. 11:06 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey and Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 11:06 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0. We know for sure that one assist on the goal for Logan Anderson belongs to Matty Bukowski. They're thinking the second assist is Carter Murphy. We're going to try to figure it out later. These Phantoms jerseys are a little challenging to read, as I believe that's Matushka Harchik into the zone. Orlowski chips it deep around to the left side. Grabbed by McKinnon up to the point for a shot on the cage by Jack Hamilton. Sticked out by Shara. Rebound below the net. Picked up by Orlowski. Tried to shovel it to a man in the circle. Believe that was McKinnon. Taken away by the steal and through center. Cross-ice feet between the circles. Charlton missed the cage just to the left. Rebound in the left corner. Berard down to a knee. Up the wall to Orlowski. Sent to open ice near side for McKinnon. Malachi fakes right, goes left, plays it out to center. Kemps gloves it down in the neutral zone, battling with Orlowski. Played it ahead, looking for major no icing here as this rolls into the left corner for Cal Houston. Played around the wall to Berard. Brody softly ahead to Hesh, now cross for Houston. Cal to Orlowski, fed through the low slot. They had a man crashing down the near side. Now a turning shot from up high by Jack Hamilton is blocked. Picked up by Houston and fired around the kick plate to the left corner. Phantoms get it deep, trying to get the puck back. There's Logan Anderson, had the goal just moments ago. Battling for it along the left hash marks. Anderson tried to slip it through a man, cutting to the net. Believe that was Hesh, taken away by the steal and played out to center, and a slashing call upcoming on the Chicago Steel as Matty Bukowski had his stick knocked out of his hands. Phantoms to the game's first power play on the other side of the media timeout. 9:41 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Aiden Dyer in the box for slashing Phantoms to the game's first power play. 2 for 4 last night. 25.5% on the season, third in the USHL. Chicago penalty kill, 66.7%. That is 15th in the league. Over quickly for a one-timer by Simpson, and it was almost 5 seconds before Simpson lit the red light, but Shira over to make the save. Chicago gets the clear off the rebound. Wilson over to Rusinski, ahead to the line and carried in by Jardine. Jarge to the half wall, up to the point for Wilson. Near side for Simpson, center point Wilson. Across into the circle for Jardine, back to Wilson. Shot redirected in front, but a pad save by Shira. Jardine to the rebound, to Hextall in the right corner. Up to the right point for Wilson. Back down the wall for Hextall, double teamed, he'll feed Wilson at the point. Jack. Low shot, redirected low by Jardine, but never got on net. Simpson to the rebound, behind the cage for Rusinski. Back to Simpson, near corner. Back to Rue, through him and over to Hextall, far side. Back to Rusinski now in the corner. Stripped to the puck, but gathered in by Jardine. To the point for Wilson, back to Hextall. Across, Simpson, toe drag, pass! Thought he was going to shoot it, but tried to feed Hextall. Jack unable to pull the trigger, but Phantoms held the zone. Rusinski to Jardine to Hextall, up to the point to Wilson. Jack shot, redirected, rebound, cleared by Luke Gockler. Good possession by the first power play, but now 35 seconds left on the advantage for Youngstown. Second power play unit cycling on, it's Murphy. Over to McKinnon. Drop back for Kuharczyk. Patouche into the zone, pulls up at the bottom of the right circle. Feeds the corner into the bumper. Anderson's one-timer goes wide, and McKinnon can't get to the near boards in time to hold the zone. Hustling back for it is Murphy with 10 seconds left on the power play. Murphy to the line for Anderson. Bump back to Kuharczyk. 3 seconds. Into the zone come the Phantoms. Across, Anderson, shot, Shira, save, rebound. Loose in the low slot, cleared to the circle, and out to neutral. Chicago back to even strength as Murphy dumps it in. Phantoms head off for our line change. 7:30 left in the first. Youngstown leads 1-0. Played out to center for Crowder. Dumped it into the left wing corner. Rolled behind the cage for Vini. JT. Up the near wall and out to the neutral zone. Gathered in by Hugh Teenan. Dumped right back in behind the net. Houston. Turned it over. Grabbed by Major. Up the wall, taken away by Simpson. Coop turning on the Jets. Cooper in on net. Tried the backhand, got tripped. Will it be a penalty shot? It will. Cooper Simpson, top 5 in the league in scoring, about to have a penalty shot on Louis-Philippe Chirac. Slashing is the call. Phantoms' first penalty shot of the year. Cooper Simpson, left-handed shot out of Shakopee, Minnesota. Bruins draft pick. Committed to North Dakota. Picks up the puck, glides out to the left. Comes back to the middle. Simpson eyes the cage. Shot, pad save by Chirac. So it's not double jeopardy like the NCAA. You do not get the power play if you miss the penalty shot. So We will go back to five-a-side action. 6:59 left in the first. As Coop tried to catch Sherrod napping. Tried to go fancy, tried to go glove side, but went right off the pad. Face off to the left of Sherrod. Phantoms control the draw. Rusinski chimped it around over to O'Leary, left corner. To Anderson. Backhander saved by Sherrod. Rebound loose in front of the blue paint and played into the circle. Grabbed by O'Leary. Over to Rusinski. Couldn't pull the trigger on a shot. Over to the wall. Played back down low to Svitov. Svitov sent it in front. Nobody there for Youngstown. Chicago gets the clear. Carrying ahead, it's Crowder. Into the zone. Triple team. Dropped it behind him for Joe Erickson. First shot in the USHL. Right to the glove of Tobias Strebel, who holds. We mentioned Erickson got his rookie lap before tonight's game, and they throw a ton of pucks out there, let kids take shots. Well, Erickson's first shot was an absolute shank job. We had a good chuckle up here in the press box about it. He missed the net by about 6 feet. And I hope his teammates will razz him about that as well. Face off to the right of Trable. Won by Major, but as he tried to play it up to the point, was stolen by O'Leary. O'Leary ducks around Franku, but couldn't feed the man crashing down the middle. Instead, it comes to Hextall shot, saved by Sherrod, and the rebound cleared to the corner before O'Leary could get to it. Now it's O'Leary with it again at the half wall. Down to the corner for Jardina. Hextall, a one-timer, padded out by Sherrod. Rebound kept in the zone by Hamilton. Sent around the wall by the steal to the far side. Battling for it there, Youngstown. That's O'Leary down to the corner for Jardine. Back to O'Leary. Trying to fight through a check at the side of the net, but lost the puck. Kurtz sent it over to the far side, and Chicago able to get it clear. Does it have enough steam on it for icing? It does. 5:39 left in the first. Youngstown leads 1-0. Shots on goal 11-3 in favor of the Phantoms. $2 beers and $6 tickets next Friday night against the Sioux Falls Stampede. Call the Phantoms box office, 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825. Face-off to the left of Sherrod. Face-off to be taken by Kuharchik. Was going to be against Major, but then he got kicked out of the circle. Nope, just a face-off warning. Major allowed to stay in to take the draw. Kuharchik wins the draw. Down in the corner, it's Orlowski toward the cage. Walked in front, but the puck rolled off his stick. Carrying ahead is Charlton to the red line and the Youngstown blue. Ridden off by Murphy. The puck came to Orlowski, played across dangerously as Sissons was looming, but Kuharchik able to defend and get it to Wilson. Now Murphy up to the line for Orlowski, chipped in the right wing corner for McKinnon. Puck grab by Kuharchik to Orlowski, one-timer, pad save by Sherrod. Rebound to Hiotin and out to center for Gockler. It's taken away by Murphy. Slid over to Kuharchik, had to wait for McKinnon to tag up. Slid over and back into the zone come the Phantoms. That was Wilson. Down the wall, it came back to Hesh. He shoots, he scores! I'm going to dance a two-step in Toledo. Jakob Hesh, his fourth goal of the season, and Youngstown leads 2-0. Time of the goal, 15:11. Beautiful play along the wall by Malachi McKinnon to keep it alive. Found an oncoming Hesh, and he blasts a one-time full clapper past Sherrod, and Youngstown doubles the lead. Phantoms control the draw. Houston from the neutral zone around to Bukowski. Chip below the goal line left corner, looking for Anderson. Got double teamed. Bukowski will actually end up grabbing his own pass. Feeds the point for Vini. He'll fire a low shot that is blocked into the meshing by the stick of Timo Kazda. 4:29 left in the first. Face off to the right of Shira. Hesh to take the draw against Kazda. No, check that, Scantlebury. Puck still loose off the tie-up, controlled by Youngstown. Up to the point, Wilson. Held the line off a bobble. Played into the corner for Hesh. Knocked off of his twig, grabbed by Grande and chipped out the center. Wilson hustling back for it. Knocked off the puck hard by Omen, but the loose biscuit grabbed by Cal Houston. Spins away from Scantlebury behind the cage. Reverses his field, comes near side. Cal now has to work away from Omen. Will feed Wilson in the far corner. Jack, trouble with the pass, takeaway by Scantlebury. Centering feed looking for Grande. Shot, missed the cage. Rebound off the end wall, grabbed by Wilson. Feathered near side for Bukowski. Maddie to the red line and dumped to the right wing corner. Fam's going to start a line change. Steele. Feed it around to the left side. Rusinski looking for it. Poked past him by Tuminaro, then Dyer. Up the wall to Crowder and through center. Coming into the zone was Erickson. Fed it up the wall to Crowder. Centering feed, but right into the skates of Rusinski. Beautiful play with the blades there. And around to the far wall for Anderson, who got it as far as the neutral zone, but he couldn't link up with Simpson. Gathered in by Erickson, fired right back in. Trable stopped it up, then fed it to Berard in the corner. Taken to the boards by Crowder. Then Rusinski fed it to Hamilton behind the cage. Up the wall to Simpson, turned it over in front to Crowder. One-timer saved by Trable, and the rebound cleared by Hamilton out to center. Rusinski from the red line fires into the Chicago zone, just wide of the cage. Shira will set it up, snapped out the center for Crowder. Played back for Kurtz. Over to Millett and into the right wing corner. Hextall took his man off the puck, got it ahead to Jardine, rolled down to Millett, forced back into his own zone, heavy pressure from O'Leary, and Hextall one-timer was blocked. Hextall, right corner, ripped down, play continue. No, the trail official did get it, and Phantoms heading back to the power play. Wasn't sure if they were going to get the hold or not. Voicing his displeasure with the call is number 4, Nate Charlton. Youngstown to their second power play of the period. Time of the penalty, 17:34. Face off to the right of Shira. Face-off controlled by the Steele. Franco got tangled up in the right wing corner, couldn't clear. Jardine works it free of the scrum, fed the point for Wilson. Over to Simpson, top of the right circle. Coop tried to feed it down low, pass was blocked and skated ahead by Kudrow to the red line, and then he dumps it down the ice. Steele to the bench. About a 26-second difference. Game clock to penalty clock. Penalty clock will expire first. Phantoms into the zone for Hextall. Banked behind him to Wilson, left point. Down low for Simpson. And now Hextall. Simpson shot off the side of the cage. Rebound over to Jardine, far side. Down low for, I believe, Rusinski. No pass was in his skates. That's Hextall. Over into the corner for Jardine. Jards double team, fed Wilson at the point. Tried to bump it to Jardine at the bumper. Taken away by the Steele. Too many Phantoms in a little area. Steele able to cover that cleanly. And they got the clear. Second power play unit on for Youngstown. Murphy carries ahead, drops back for Kaharchik. To the red line and then chipped down the wall for McKinnon. Malachi, left corner, up to the point for Murphy. Back to McKinnon. Shot blocked by Major. McKinnon banks it up to Murphy. Carter across the top of the circles, feeds it over to Anderson. Back center point for Murphy, and across to McKinnon. Center point, Murphy. Carter floats near side, turns and fires. Popped up in the air, hit bodies in the slot. 15 seconds left in the power play. Center point, Murphy, over to the wall for McKinnon. Down low, stepping across, Hess, shot save, Shira, rebound cleared by the Steele. Trable quickly fires ahead for Murphy, back up to the line for McKinnon. Coming down low was Kaharchik, but lost the puck as he turned. Chicago with the clear, but before the man came out of the box, so no icing. as the Steeler back to full strength. Houston out to center, bumped back in by the Phantoms, so the Steeler onside here. Dyer played down low into slot. Charlton's shot was blocked. Left circle, Franku's shot, blocker saved by Trable. Center point played into the corner by Kurtz. 5 seconds left in the period. Kudrow up to the point for Franku, back down the wall into the corner for Charlton. Will not get a shot away before the end of the opening frame, which sees Youngstown with a 2-0 lead. Shots on goal in the first period, 14-5 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout, and when we come back, we will have a first period recap and look at the out-of-town scoreboard. You are listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes to play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Chicago Steel 2-0. Shots on goal in the first period. 14-5 in favor of the Youngstown Phantoms. Phantoms opening the scoring at 6:58. Logan Anderson, his third of the year. Matty Butkowski and Carter Murphy with the helpers. Then at 15:11, Jakob Hesch, his fourth of the year. Malachi McKinnon and Jack Wilson with the assists. Phantoms did have a penalty shot at 13:01 as Cooper Simpson was slashed going to the net on a little mini breakaway. But Coop unsuccessful on that penalty shot attempt. Could have made it 2-0, but instead it was the Hesch goal that made it a 2-goal lead for the Phantoms. Phantom power play 0 for 2 in that first period. Aiden Dyer called for slashing at 10:19. Nathan Charlton called for holding at 17:34. Chicago did not have a power play in the first period. Louis-Philippe Chira stopped 12 out of 14. Tobias Treble stopped 5 out of 5. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler.
It's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavilli Center during the first intermission report. Phantoms lead the Steel 2-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. This is the only USHL game currently underway. Getting underway in about 20-25 minutes. Will probably be almost every other game except for the one that is starting at 8:05 Eastern, that between the Madison Capitals and the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders out at the Stable. Cedar Rapids 7-3 winners over the Capitals last night. So other games in the USHL this evening. Tri-City will be in Des Moines to take on the Buccaneers. Sioux Falls and Fargo will battle once more. Fargo with, I believe, a 3-2 win last night. That was indeed the case. Dubuque and Green Bay at the Resch Center. Lincoln will be in Omaha to battle the Lancers. Sioux City will be in Waterloo to take on the Blackhawks. Dodgers won Game 6 of the World Series, 3-1 last night. Forced a Game 7. Final game of the baseball season will be tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox. Over to the NHL scoreboard. They're in overtime in San Jose. Colorado and the Sharks tied at 2. First intermission in Sunrise. The Stars and Panthers are scoreless, and in fact, the San Jose Sharks have just won in overtime against the Colorado Avalanche. Final score of 3-2. Philip Kucherev, game-winning goal for the Sharks. Earlier this afternoon, Bruins topped the Hurricanes 2-1. Jets over the Pens 5-2. Predators topped the Flames 4-2. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Union shut out RPI 3-0. Little crosstown rivalry in the Albany area. Bentley currently leads Mercyhurst 6-2 up in Erie. Robert Morris leads Niagara 1-0 at the first intermission. UMass Lowell leads Providence 2-1 second intermission. Merrimack and Yukon tied at 1 first intermission. Cornell and UMass tied at 1 first intermission. Former Phantom Tyler Catalano on the board with a 2-minute penalty for slashing there in the first period. Bowling Green leads Bemidji State 1-0 first intermission out in western Ohio. Arizona State and Miami tied at 1 first intermission, also in western Ohio. Notre Dame leads Michigan 1-0 first intermission in South Bend. Number 1, North Dakota State able to hold off the comeback from YSU. Bison get the win 38-30 and defend the home turf out at the Fargo Dome. Ohio State downs Penn State 38-14 in Columbus. Indiana all over Maryland 55-10. Georgia leads Florida 23-20. 4 minutes left in the fourth. Notre Dame leads Boston College 25-10. Texas Tech leads Kansas State 29-20. Virginia leads Cal 24-21. Earlier today, Texas able to hold off the furious fourth quarter comeback from Vandy. Vanderbilt 21 in the fourth, but not enough as the Longhorns win 34-31. SMU upsets number 10 Miami 26-20. Louisville 28-16 winners over Virginia Tech. West Virginia with the upset, 45-35 over Houston. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and our first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between Chicago and Youngstown here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
USHL, our stars rise. Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the second period. Phantoms lead 2-0. Roll for initiative. Second period's underway. Chicago controls the draw. Franco to the red line, chips it to the right wing corner of the Youngstown zone. First one to it is Wilson, but Fan on his clearing attack. Puck pinballing around, bounces through center. Hextall unable to knock it north. Came over to O'Leary on the far wall, grabbed in the neutral zone by Jardine and fired over the end wall, but into the meshing behind Louis-Philippe Chira. Face-off back out to the neutral zone, 18 seconds into this second period. Phantoms been leading after one this year, 4-0. Chicago been trailing after one, 2-3. Face-off controlled by the Steel. Franco in his own end. Couldn't clear past O'Leary, but Kyle couldn't bank it deep either. Came to Gockler, out to center for Kudrick. Ahead was looking for Sisson. Good stick by Cal Houston. Chicago able to regather and get it deep, but they'll go for a line change. Houston to Wilson to Hextall at the red line. Waits for help. Feathered ahead, was looking for Jardine, but the pass came to Tuminaro, over to Callbeck, banked out the window and out to center. Settled down for Scantleberry, dropped back for Callbeck in their own zone. DDD over to Tuminaro near side, danced around Svitov, played ahead looking for Scantleberry. They're going to wave off icing here. Came to the side of the cage, and Trable will throw the trapper on top of it. 1 minute exactly gone in this second period. Again, Phantoms with the 2-0 lead. Shots on goal in that first period were 14-5 in favor of Youngstown. Face off to the right of Trable. Rusinski to take the draw against Scantleberry. Face-off won by Rusinski, played behind the cage by Hamilton. Bounced around over to Simpson. And Kupel lifted out to center. Was looking for, I believe, Svitov leaking behind the defense. Pass would not go. Chicago regathered and dumped it back in. Phantoms up the far wall, out to center off of Simpson. Couldn't find Rusinski. Rolled to Thompson, out to the red line for Svitov. Svi, far side to Simpson. Toe dragging a shot, but blocked into the meshing by the stick of Alex Callbeck. 18:37 now left in the second. Offensive zone drop coming for Youngstown. Going to leave this Rusinski unit out. Fourth line on the line chart. If you want to believe that's the Phantoms' fourth line, I've got some beachfront property in Kansas to sell you. Face off to the right of Shira. Crowder to take the draw against Rusinski. Rue wins it. Grabbed by Simpson. Fed back down the wall to Rusinski. Puck rolled on a little. He'll regather it. Side of the cage. Rusinski steps out in front. Fired a shot. Shira makes the shoulder save and then pins it there with the trapper. Rue trying to elevate, find that little short side postage stamp between the shoulder and the helmet. Did not get the puck up high enough. Draw to the left of Shira now. Rusinski line will stay out there. I believe that's Major to take the draw against Rusinski. And Rusinski won the draw. Thompson pinch forks it down the wall into the corner for Rusinski. Behind the cage to Simpson. Tried to step out in front but lost the puck. Came back to Rusinski. Double teamed in the corner. Grabbed by Major. Shoveled up the wall to Kazda. Couldn't clear. Good keep by Svitov. Down the wall to Simpson. Taken away by Kazda. And then thrown out to center by Major. Skated into by Thompson. He'll fire it back into the Chicago zone. Around to the far side for Simpson. Able to work it to Rusinski. Top of the circle. Turning. Firing a shot. But a pad save by Shira. And he made it ricochet right into his glove. Fancy move there by the Quebecois netminder. 17:55 left in the second. Phantoms with a pair of shots here in the second. And again, they lead 2-0. Face-off will be to the right of Shira. And it will be Kuharczyk to take the draw against Kazda. Sorry, that is Kudryk. That is 28, not 18. One into the corner by Kudryk, but Kuharczyk the first one to it. Up the wall to Orlowski. Back to the point to Murphy. Shot redirected by Kuharczyk, but into the meshing out of play. Face off again to the right of Shira. Kudryk against Kuharczyk. Kuharczyk wins the draw again. Murphy walks the blue line, feeds it over to Orlowski. Pass was in his skates. He'll try to cycle it down low, bouncing to the bottom part of the circle. McKinnon couldn't play it cleanly. Hiutinen will clear it up the middle. They're going to say no icing, so Trable will come out to play it. He will spin it around near side, skated into by Kudryk, but picked up by Murphy in the right corner, kept at the right point by Hiutinen. Puck bounced back to Murphy. Now he'll skate it to center. Carter to the red line and the blue. Has McKinnon with him. Carter, shot pad save by Shira. Rebound in the left corner for Orlowski. Spins away from Dyer and Hiutinen. Got the puck to McKinnon up to the left point for Vini. His shot was blocked. Rebound grabbed by Orlowski. Fed over to Jack Wilson. Shot save. Rebound loose in front. Hammering at the side of the cages. Kuharczyk still loose. Orlowski walking through the low slot. It rolled to Wilson. Jack danced around one, fed it in front off of Kuharczyk, and then cleared out the center by Kudrick. This may have enough steam on it for icing. It does. Dangerous moments in front of the blue paint for Chicago. Sherrod doing everything he can to keep this a 2-0 game. Face-off will be to the right of Sherrod. Kudrick to take the draw against Hesh after the icing whistle. 16:46 left in the second. Kudrick wins it into the corner. Hiutinen floats it behind the cage for Kemps. Up the wall to Gockler. He'll play it to the safety of center, but Chicago couldn't get it deep. Phantoms took it back. They'll dump it right back in. Sherrod up the far wall. Pitchfork back behind the cage by Anderson. To Bukowski. Bumped it to Hesh. Knocked off the puck. It's grabbed by Erickson, played into the corner for Kemps. Snap to the neutral zone. They were looking for Kudrick. You're going to say that's off a Phantom stick and wave off icing. I don't know about that one. As Houston turns it over in the corner to Erickson. Erickson, left circle. Now right point for Tuminaro. Between the circles, Steel Skater was bumped off the puck. That was Erickson. Phantoms clear it back out to the neutral zone. Rolls down to the Chicago end. Phantoms start a line change. Tuminaro off of Bukowski, just able to get it out to center. Battle in the neutral zone. Rolls back to Houston. Out to neutral. Coming in alone is Simpson. Got hooked as he tried to get the shot away, but nothing called. Sorry, that was Hextall and not Simpson. Can't read the jerseys, and I took a guess on which skater had the bubble, and it was Hextall. Jardine played it ahead, couldn't get it deep. Loose in the neutral zone, came back to Jarts. Phantoms touch up, and Jardine will slip in the left wing corner. Looking for O'Leary. Kyle did get there first. Left it behind the cage for Jardine. In front for Hextall. A one-timer off the pad of Sherrod and out of play. And Hextall furious with himself that he did not cash in. Had a lot of net to work with. Just did not put it up high enough to get it over the pad of Louis-Philippe Sherrod. Face off to the left of Sherrod. And it is Hextall to take the draw. Face off, however, won by Scantlebury into the corner. Callback turned it over, fed in front, and unable to cash in was a crashing Jardine. Skating ahead with the rebound is Chorlton. Gained the line, slipped it over, looking for Omen. Taken by the Phantoms and cleared quickly back out to the neutral zone. Settled down by Kurtz, did the over to Callback ahead off the stick of Scantlebury and into the left wing corner.
Now turn you to Phantoms Hockey.
Taken by Berard, played up the middle, turned over for a quick one-timer. As Scantlebury fired that off the shoulder of Trable. Phantoms cleared the rebound back out to center, bounces back to Hamilton. Ahead to the line, redirected into the zone by Jardine. Phantoms will start a line change. Off the end wall, bounces to Callback. 14:30 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-0, though not for lack of effort here in this second period. Played on the cage, Trable sticks it into the right wing corner. Simpson couldn't clear, rolled back down below the goal line. Rusinski bumped it back to Simpson, and Youngstown played it out to center. Glove down there by Kemps. He'll work it back ahead north. Kazda with a step, fed it across for a shot by Major that missed the cage. From the right wall, Crowder missed the net as well. Quick shot by Kemps. Stick save by Trable. Crowder into the corner for Major. Picked up by Murphy. Carter skates through a couple of checks. Phantoms have numbers if they can hurry. Stretch ahead for Simpson. Cooper coming in. Cooper forced below the cage by Franco. Good defense by the Chicago captain. Svitov couldn't feed it to Rusinski in front. It came back to Simpson. Side of the cage. Now a shot by Rusinski. Quick pass by Svitov, but Rusinski's one-timer missed the net. Crowder fed it off of Major and out to center, but Vini couldn't take it. Major to Kazda. Bumped back below the goal line to Major behind the cage. Fed it up the middle, but nobody there for Chicago. All the way down the ice it goes on net. Bumped by Hiutinen over to Gockler, through the red line and into the Youngstown end. Gockler across, looking for Kudrick. His one-timer was blocked. Phantoms clear it back through center. Orlowski hustling down ice after it. Tried to center, pass was blocked by Hiutinen. Cleared up the near wall, kept by Houston. Cal down the wall to Kaharchik. Turning, firing, shot was blocked. Rebound sent just wide by the Phantoms. McKinnon to Orlowski. Up the far wall, knocked off by Kudrick. Sisson clears the center for Gockler. Houston unable to clear. Came to Kudrick, forced it below the goal line, sent around the far wall, hustling over to keep it alive was Kurtz. To Sisson, knocked it away from Wilson, but it rolled to Houston. Callow into the corner for Wilson. Jack skates ahead, feeds the neutral zone for McKinnon. Up ahead for Orlowski to ricochet into the Chicago end. 12:15 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-0. Kurtz, left corner of his own zone, out to neutral and Aiden Dyer. Being worked by Jakob Hesch, turned it over to Houston, and Cal off the dasher and out to center. Couldn't find Anderson, grabbed by the steal. They'll try to work it back north again. It's dumped deep by Grande. Rolled behind the cage, grabbed by Hamilton. To Houston, up the wall to Anderson. Logan out to center, picked up by Grande, sent back to the Youngstown line. Phantoms trying to deny the zone. Erickson bullied his way in, but the puck bounced back to Anderson. Played back over to McKinnon, swept into the zone. Sherrod able to set it up for Tuminaro, out to center for Charlton. Bumped off the puck at the Youngstown line. Omen held the zone for a moment before Thompson sent it near side and out to center. Picked up by Francu, slid over to Tuminaro on the D-to-D pass. Charlton enters the zone for Chicago. Played to the right wing corner. Omen took Braden Thompson to the wall, but Carter Murphy there to clean up the puck. Phantoms cleared back out to center. Picked up by Francu. Fanned on the initial dump in. Second effort gets it back in. Chicago's offside. Phantoms snap it ahead to the Chicago line, but unable to stick handle around the man was O'Leary. Jardine redirects it back into the Chicago end. Callback tried to clear it up the far wall. Came to O'Leary for a shot that was blocked by Millett. Jardine fed it in front. Hammering at it is Hextall. Sherrod with the save. Rebound still loose. Callback clears it to the left point, and it squirts out to center. Vitti couldn't hold the zone. Came to the red line for Hextall. Played back into his own end. Fans quickly send it back out to center. Major knocked it back ahead. Steeler offside. Phantoms get the clear. Coming down the middle is Hextall. Couldn't get it to settle. Came back to O'Leary for a quick shot that is swallowed up and held by Sherrod. Media timeout. 10:24 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center, 10:24 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-0. Shots on goal for the game, 23-5 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms outshooting Chicago 9-0 here in the middle frame, and here they win the offensive zone faceoff. Walking to the middle, and now sending it over to Hextall for a shot and a glove save by Sherrod. Rebound to Hamilton, played down low for Svitov. Came through to Simpson. Couldn't take the pass cleanly, grabbed by Kazda and skated through center. Red line in blue into the Youngstown zone, pulls up at the hash marks, looks for help, found Crowder, but knocked away by Rusinski and out to center. Picked up at the red line by Millett, D-to-D over to Callbeck. Gains the red line and fires it in. Comes around to the left wing corner. Looking for Kazda. Houston there to slow things down for the Phantoms defense. Hamilton in as well for Youngstown. 9:45 left in the second, 2-0 Phantoms. I think a five-man scrum there in the left wing corner. Referee Daniel Fagan saying, move the puck, boys. Phantoms pry it free. Rusinski Tipped it behind him but couldn't clear. Came to the side of the net. Trable will set it up for Hamilton, who does bank it out to the neutral zone. Phantoms steal it there. It's Simpson. Into the zone, left circle. Shot missed the cage. Might have gotten a piece of the shoulder of Shiraz and went flying past. Gockler knocked it into the Youngstown zone. Couldn't find Sisson. Good stick by the Phantoms. Rusinski carries ahead. Over to Orlowski. Into the left wing corner. Jesse ripped down as Rue goes off for a change. It's McKinnon in the left corner. He had an assist on the Hesh goal. Side of the cage, Orlowski in front. Kaharchik missed the cage. Rebound off the corner glass, kept by Vini. Down the wall to McKinnon. To Kaharchik, to Vini. JT turning, firing, redirected wide by Orlowski. Sisson up the wall. Murphy couldn't hold the point, and he'll have to hustle back to center to keep it away from Kudrick. Came to Kaharchik. Matty back into the zone, but didn't have anybody entering with him. Turned it over to Gockler. Side of the cage, Kemps. Turned it over to Kaharchik. Tried to center, and now another Phantom steal. Kaharchik. Watched by Tuminaro. Taken down. Play continues. Orlowski into the circle looking for McKinnon, but stolen away by Dyer. Penalty on the play. As going down was Orlowski, we have a checking from behind call. I think Youngstown's going back to the power play on the other side of the media timeout. No, it is Orlowski going to the box. 8:08 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Jesse Orlowski, 2 minutes for checking from behind. Time of the penalty, 11:52. Youngstown to their first kill of the game on the season, 80.8%, 11th in the league. Chicago power play, 25.6% is 4th. Got to look at the penalty, not exactly in love with the call. Orlowski put his elbow right on the nameplate of Colin Sisson and pushed him down. Puck was right there at the feet. I don't know. Looked like a clean hockey hit to me. Face off to the right of Trable. Major wins the draw up to the point for Callbeck. Played across over to the right point for Omen. Down to the hash marks. Back center point for Callbeck. Back across to Omen, top of the right circle. Center point Callbeck. Back to Omen along the wall at the hash. Side of the cage. Fed across, now center point, Callback shot, missed the net, might have been blocked in the slot by a Phantom. Omen to the rebound, has it top of the right circle. Center point, Callback. Low shot, trying to feed Scantlebury for a redirect at the side of the cage, it wouldn't go. Scantlebury got to the rebound, tried to feed Crowder at the bumper, pass wouldn't connect, and it's down into the Chicago zone. Phantoms get Butkovsky off the ice, on jumps Hextall. Omen into the zone for Crowder. Side of the cage, Scantlebury. Back over to Omen, but stolen by Butkovsky and cleared. Sorry, that was Rusinski on the clear. Callback back for it. And he'll play it over to Millett. Second power play unit cycling on for Chicago. 50 seconds left on the advantage. Played behind the net. Vini looking for it. Rolls it into the right corner. Scantlebury got control for Chicago. Fed it up to the right point for Franku. He's watched by Hextall. Phantoms able to work it to the line, but it was kept by Major. Came down the wall past Hesh. Major still with it. Round near side for Millett. Center point for Franku, but the pass was in his skates, and it bounced out to the neutral zone. Chicago will have to touch up. Back into the zone they come. It's Major left half. Back to the point, Franku. Back to Major. Pass went to the side of the net, but it was blocked by Jack Wilson off of Casta, but Wilson couldn't clear. Steele regathered. 10 seconds left in the advantage. Franku to Major. Side of the net for Casta. Into the box for Jorlton. It wouldn't go. Back center point for Millet, side of the net, stuff attempt by Charlton, wouldn't go. Out of the box comes Orlowski, got a touch on it, but Phantoms will be called for icing. I guess Orlowski did not get a touch on it with 6 minutes left in the second period. Chicago not credited with a shot on net in that period. Chicago not credited, or in that power play. Chicago not credited with a shot on net in the period. We are 14 minutes into the middle frame. Shots on goal, 24-5 in favor of Youngstown. The intermission was 14-5. Face off to the left of Trable after the icing whistle. Face-off controlled by the Steel. Tuminaro tried to go D to D, but off the stick of Hesh and out of play. So Phantom's going to get a line change. Face-off will stay in the Youngstown zone, however. 5:54 left in the second. Dyer to take the draw against Kaharchik. Phantoms control the drive. Will get it out to center, but a pass from McKinnon wouldn't go. Taken by Tuminaro. Up to the red line for Dyer, trying to get it deep. It wouldn't go. Hamilton played it back north for Youngstown. Grabbed inside his own blue by Tuminaro. D to D over to Huutinen. Far side looking for Dyer. He's able to gather it in and brought it into the zone. Got past Berard. Tried a centering feed, blocked off by Kaharchik. Puck rolls into the corner. Grabbed by Youngstown, worked ahead to Kaharchik. Nifty toe drag around Grande and played over to McKinnon. Fanned on the shot. Taken by Dyer. Worked behind the cage for Huutinen. Up the middle, turned it over. McKinnon between the circles. Danced around one. Backhander! Scores! Malachi McKinnon can do bad all by himself. 6th goal of the season for Mac. Cue that one up for the highlight reel. So I think the Steel might have been a victim of a little friendly fire there. As McKinnon got the steal. That may have gone off the stick of Huutinen on a redirect and fooled Shara. Beautiful play by McKinnon. Youngstown leads 3-0. Time of the goal, 14:49. Youngstown controls the draws. We're back to live action. Played into the Chicago end. Comes around over to Simpson. Behind the net for Rusinski. Rue double team, trying to work it in front. Scantlebury took it away. Taken by Simpson. Couldn't get it in front to O'Leary. Omen poked it ahead for Scantlebury. Chicago comes ahead 3-on-2, now 3-on-3. Fed across, great stick by Youngstown. Simpson breaks it ahead for Rusinski. Rue coming back into the zone. Dropped it behind him for Simpson. Pass was in his skates. Hamilton backhander, saved by Sharon. Rusinski couldn't get to the rebound in time. Behind the net, it's Simpson. Worked it out in front. Pinballing around the blue paint. Svitov couldn't do anything with it as it rolled to the corner. Svitov regathered, worked it to Simpson. Behind the net, fed it in front off a Chicago skate. And it bounced to Kemps. Phantoms have to break off the attack. Scantlebury through center. Across, looking for Omen near side. It wouldn't go. Vini left it behind the net for Houston. Cal banked it ahead. Was looking for Bukowski at the line, but it was redirected by Callbeck over to Millett. Now back to Callbeck, far corner of his own zone. Back around the kick plate it goes to Millett. Had to quickly spin it away from Jakob Hesch, back to Callbeck. Took the body from Butkovsky, worked it up the wall to Sisson, who will just turn and fire blindly out to center. Thompson hustling back for it in his own zone, kept it away from Gockler, floated it back to neutral, but picked up by Millett, sent far side over to Kudrick. Bounced into the zone, off the linesman, it came to Vini. Worked it up the wall. Butkovsky couldn't clear, back down into the corner. Center point, not Charlton, but Milbeck lost it. Phantoms ran back into the zone. Bukowski, long distance shot off the stick of Callbeck and into the meshing with 3:25 left in this second period. Phantoms lead 3-0. They still have not awarded the Steel a shot on goal in this middle frame. Shots on goal for the game, 26-5 in favor of Youngstown. That is 12-0 in the period. Face-off sent on net by Jardine and a stick save by Shara. Major to the rebound, worked it behind the net, was trying to get it to Franku. Came to Tuminaro, far corner. He has it taken away by Hextall. Came to O'Leary, turning shot off the side of the cage. Rebound came to Youngstown, that is Thompson. Up to the point for Hamilton. Shot pad save by Shara. Hextown went down in the corner looking for that rebound. Taken away by Major. Cleared the blue line. Phantoms kept the line for a moment, but it did bounce to Tuminaro. Phantoms will retreat and set up the neutral zone. Franku over to Major. Dance past Hextall into the zone. Down the left side, watched by Vini. Dropped it off for Kazda. His shot blocked by Thompson. Braden got to the rebound. Steele tried to clear it up that near wall, but it came back to Thompson behind the cage. Over into the corner for Hextall. Snapped it ahead looking for Jardine. Pass was taken away by Kurtz. Drop back for Franku, ahead to the Youngstown line off of Erickson. Rolls to the side of the cage. Vini got a stick on it first and left it for Thompson. Braden, a little trouble getting it off the kick plate. Came to the steal in the corner. Up to the right point for Kurtz, but it hopped over his stick and out to center with 2:10 left in the second. 3-0 Youngstown. Kurtz D-to-D to Hugh-Tienen in their own zone. Out to center off the stick of Koharchik and into the meshing, out of play. Face-off will be in the neutral zone with 2:04 left in this middle frame. Minutes away from the second intermission report. Get you a scoring recap. Take another look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Major to take the draw against Koharchik. Sorry, that was Scantleberry taking the draw, and he won that faceoff. Kurtz from the red line fired it in. Trable stopped it behind the net. Turned over at the right wall. Charlton, his shot is blocked. Phantoms get to the rebound. They'll play it through center. Into the zone comes Koharchik. Tried to pass, but it was into the skates of Kurtz. Rolled into the left corner. Played over to Hugh-Tienen near side. Chipped it past Orlowski. Carrying ahead is Scantleberry. Played it deep. Hamilton skates into it behind the cage. Sent around the wall. Grabbed by the Phantoms and sent out to center. Into the zone comes Koharchik. Left circle. Batouche tried the wraparound, shot off by Shara. Rebound came to Omen, 90 seconds left in the frame. Out to center for Scantleberry. Gains the red line, chipped into the Youngstown zone. Orlowski will just backhand it down to center. Rolling puck does not have enough steam on it for icing. Callbeck tried to draw the call there. Linesman wasn't having it. Now Callbeck ahead off of Kemps, out to center, looking for Sisson, who threw the reverse check on Rusinski and got it into the Youngstown end. Less than a minute remaining in the period. Simpson took it away, fed it over to Wilson, played out to center for Rusinski. Rue into the zone between the circles, shot ripped it wide. Svitov to the rebound, down low for Rue. Back to Svitov, carries far corner. Worked the left point for Houston. Pump back down low, was blocked, came back to him. Cal down the wall. Met by Kudrick, able to feed Simpson. Coop through a check. Carried to the right half. 25 seconds left in the period. Over to the left wall for Houston. Turning, firing to the glove of Shara, and there is no rebound. 22.1 left in the frame. Offensive zone draw upcoming for Youngstown. Imagine we'll see a line change here. Nope, looks like both sides going to keep it as is, and Kudrick will take the draw against Rusinski to the right of Shara, who stopped 25 out of 28. Rusinski won the draw. Simpson shot, missed the cage off the corner glass. It stays in the zone. Houston down the wall, bounced over the stick of Simpson, came to Svitov. 12 seconds left in the period. Simpson, Rusinski shot off the stick of Millett and out of play with 9.1 left in the frame. Face-off will be to the left of Louis-Philippe Chirac, who has been absolutely under siege here in this second period. Chicago, quite frankly, fortunate to only be down 3-0. Rusinski won it forward, but forced wide of the cage by Millett. Sent up the dasher, bounced over the stick of Houston and down the ice. No icing on this one, and that is how the second period will end. Youngstown gets a goal from Malachi McKinnon and extends their lead to 3-0. Shots on goal for the game, 28-5 in favor of Youngstown. If the big board is right, Phantoms outshoot Chicago 14-0 in the second period. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Chicago Steel 3-0. Shots on goal for the game, 28-5 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms outshoot Chicago 14-0 in the second period. Phantoms came into the middle frame with a 2-0 lead, and then at 14:49, Malachi McKinnon with a steal, A spin and a backhander that beat Louis-Felix Chara over the left shoulder. Beautiful goal for McKinnon, his 6th of the season in the books as unassisted, and that is how Youngstown got to their 3-0 advantage. Anderson, his 3rd of the season at 6:58 of the first. Hesch, his 4th of the season at 15:11 of the first. Just one penalty in that second period. Jesse Orlowski called for checking from behind at 11:52. Phantoms able to kill that power play off. Chicago power play 0 for 1. Youngstown power play 0 for 2. Louis-Felix Chara has stopped 25 out of 28. Tobias Strabel has stopped 5 out of 5. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net, score!
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
stars rise.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the second intermission report. Phantoms lead the Steel 3-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard starting here in the USHL. 3 minutes left in the first in Des Moines. The Buccaneers lead the Storm 1-0. First intermission in Fargo. Stampede and the Force are scoreless. 3 minutes left in the first in Green Bay. Fighting Saints lead the Gamblers 1-0. 90 seconds left in the opening frame in Omaha. The Lancers lead the Lincoln Stars 1-0. Just underway in Waterloo. Minute into the first, Musketeers and Blackhawks are scoreless. Madison and Cedar Rapids will be getting underway from the stable in about half an hour. Game 7 of the World Series also getting underway in about a half hour up in Toronto. Dodgers and Blue Jays. One game for all the marbles. Over to the NHL scoreboard. Final, page skipped on me. There we go. Final minute of the second period. Stars and Panthers tied at 2. Halfway through the first period, Capitals and Sabres tied at 2. 8 minutes left in the first in Montreal. Habs lead the Senators 2-0. Halfway through the first in Philadelphia, Maple Leafs and Flyers tied at 1. 7.5 left in the first down in Columbus. Blue Jackets and Blues tied at 1. 6 minutes left in the first in Minnesota. Wild and Canucks are scoreless. Earlier today, Bruins over the Hurricanes 2-1. Jets stopped the Penguins 5-2. Predators 4-2 winners over the Flames. And the Sharks beat the Avalanche in overtime 3-2. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Union shuts out RPI 3-0. Bentley 7-2 winners over Mercyhurst up in Erie. Lakers still looking for their first win of the year. Pair of assists for former Phantom Michael Messick, now a member of the Bentley Falcons. Robert Morris with a 2-0 lead over Niagara. 3 minutes left in the second. First intermission also in Niagara Falls. Canisius and Buffalo. Army and Canisius are scoreless. UMass Lowell leads Providence 5-1. Merrimack and Yukon tied at 1, second intermission. Vermont, New Hampshire, scoreless first intermission. Air Force leads Brown 3-0. Cornell leads UMass 2-1. Lake Superior State up 4-1 over Clarkson. Lindenwood leads Ferris State 1-0. Michigan Tech leads St. Lawrence 1-0. Bowling Green now with a 2-0 lead over Bemidji State. St. Cloud State leads Western Michigan 1-0. Highlight reel goal last night for William Whitelaw, former Phantom, for the Broncos. Miami leads Arizona State 4-2 over in Oxford. Anthony Noreen has the Red Hawks flying high so far early in the season. Minnesota Duluth leads Nodak 1-0 halfway through the first. Notre Dame a 1-0 lead over Michigan, second intermission. And Wisconsin leads Minnesota 1-0 first intermission. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Steel and Phantoms here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the third period. Phantoms lead 3-0, shots on goal through 40, 28-5 in favor of Youngstown. Joined by my engineer, Dave the Tomato Ferris, and Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date for you on social media. Follow the Phantoms on X at Y-Town Phantoms, on Facebook and Instagram at Youngstown Phantoms. As linesman Ryan Devine checking on the snow down by the Phantoms exit tunnel. Or was the door itself off its hinges? I think that's actually what the problem was. They managed to get the door shut, and I think we're ready to go. Get this third period underway. Roll for initiative. Third period has begun. Chicago controls the draw. A little trouble on the D-to-D pass as Kurtz sends it over to Franku. Bumped ahead for Gockler. And up to Sisson into the Youngstown zone. Sisson right corner. Bumped off the puck by Wilson. Rolled to Hextall. Tried to pass it ahead, came off of Gockler and back to Hextall. Set near side for Houston, out to the neutral zone for Jardine. Back ahead to Hextall off of his twig and down into the Chicago end. Franku spins away from Jardine, stolen by Hextall, back for a one-timer. Off the stick of Jardine, that is patted out by Louis-Philippe Chirac. Gockler trying to take it away from Hextall in the Youngstown zone, worked up the wall. O'Leary played it to the line, kept by Charlton. Down into the corner it goes. Wilson. Behind him. Up the wall to O'Leary and down to Simpson. Dances around a man, cuts to the slot. Shot, score! Are you not entertained? Cooper Simpson adding to the highlight reel. 59 seconds into the first period. And Youngstown leads 4-0. Back to live action, down into the Chicago zone, bounces off the end wall, comes to McKinnon. Fed Thompson center point, but it bounced over his stick and down into the Youngstown zone it goes. Trable sends it around over to Hamilton, fed it ahead off the stick of the referee. Phantoms collide, comes to Charlton for a shot. Trable with the save, and it bounces into the meshing. .1834 left in the third. The Phantoms converted on their first shot here of the final period of regulation. Phantoms, when leading after 2 this year, 7-0-1. Chicago wins the draw. Left point. Kemp's shot wide of the cage, bounced off the back of the net to Braden Thompson. Braden off the dasher and out to the neutral zone. Glove down at the red line by Tuminaro. Then bumped ahead to Major, brought it into the zone. Played off the end wall. Side of the cage, Trable. Set it up for Hamilton. Jack. Run into by Crowder, but able to work the neutral zone for Orlowski. To McKinnon, back to Orlowski, back to McKinnon. By him to Kaharchik, back to McKinnon. Couldn't get a shot away as Sherrock came out to the edge of the blue paint to challenge and swallowed up the pass. Chicago win trailing after 2 this season, 0-4. Phantoms when they score at least 3 goals this year. 8-0. Draw to the left of Sherrod. Kaharchik wins the faceoff. Orlowski, goal line extended. Sharp angle shot off the side of the cage. Rebound to the steal. They couldn't clear. Kaharchik bumped it down low. Was looking for McKinnon. Getting there first was Kurtz. Played it into the corner for Kaharchik. McKinnon up to the point, but unable to hold the line there was Vini. Back into their own zone. D to Murphy. Back across far side to Vini. JT gains the red line and fires it in. Straw has it bounce over his stick and goes in the left corner for Kurtz. Fed back behind the cage for Hugh Tiernan. Up the far wall to Grande and out to the neutral zone. Vini to Kaharchik. Made Aiden Dyer look silly as he carries into the zone. Kaharchik behind him, dropped it off for McKinnon. Couldn't get a shot away. Puck loose at center. Great back check by Carter Murphy, but the steal will enter the zone. Dyer forced his way into the left wing corner. Has Cal Houston draped all over him, and Dyer lost the puck to McKinnon. Malachi up the middle, missed the stick of Carter Murphy, and icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms. 17:02 left in the third. And Phantoms up 4-0. Face off to the right of Trable. Kaharchik will take the draw against Kudrick. And Kaharchik controls the draw to Houston. Cal backhands it around to the near side for McKinnon. Malachi slips it out to center, but it's picked up right at the blue line by Sisson. To Gockler. To Kudrick. Shot. Pad save by Trable. Rebound over to Franco in the right corner. Behind the net was looking for Sisson. Kaharchik got a stick on it, worked it up the wall to Orlowski. Phantoms couldn't clear, but second effort, Kaharchik will get it as far as the neutral zone. McKinnon worked it down in the Chicago zone. No icing as Gockler will have to play it. Phantoms will get fresh forwards on the ice. Played back to the Youngstown line for Sisson. Delays and then sends it deep. He'll go off for a change. Wilson behind him into the left corner for Houston. Cal up the wall to Anderson. Lost it in his skates as Omen actually ended up poking it out to center. Anderson bumped it back into his own end for Houston. Cal ahead off of Hesh, but kept at the line by the steal. Omen, bottom of the left circle. Worked the point to Kemps. D to D over to Tuminaro. Faked right, went left. Got the low shot away. Pad save by Trable. Rebound available, but played to the corner by Wilson. Jack pitchforked it up the far wall. Kept at the point by Kemps, but then Anderson poked it out to the neutral zone. Backtracking for it into his own end is Tuminaro. Over to Kemps along the near wall. And out to center for Charlton. Played back to Tuminaro, ahead to the Youngstown line. Phantoms had it for a minute, but taken right back by the steal. Back to Scaleberry for a shot that is off the stick of Houston and wide. Kazda tried to play it into the slot, grabbed by Anderson, worked up the wall to Butkovsky. Matty gained the red line and dumped a deep full sail line change for the Phantoms. Callback played it off a body and into the Youngstown zone, but Berard sent it right back out to center. Played it into the zone. For Svitov, back to Hamilton. One-timer, missed the cage. Rebound into the slot, shot, scores! Evan Jardine from between the circles. And if you don't know what time it is, it's 5 past Shiraw. As Jardine rips home goal number 6 on the season. Time of the goal, 5 minutes of the third period. As we are quickly back to action here at the Cavelli Center. Phantoms control the draw. Played it deep into the Chicago zone. Phantoms with it around the cage. They'll feed it into the low slot, picked up by Simpson. Back to the right point for Vini. His shot redirected into the corner by Grande. O'Leary behind the net to Rusinski. Up to the point for Vini. Back to Jardine. A spinning shot missed the cage. Kept by Vini at the left point this time. Behind the net for Hextall. Jack double teamed in the right corner. Worked up the far wall. Picked up by Jardine. Turning, firing, but blocked into the meshing by Millett. It will have immediate timeout. 14-17 left in the third. Phantoms lead 5-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Watch this. Let's face it. What a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center, 14-17 left in the third. Phantoms lead 5-0. They have scored on 2 of their 4 shots in the period. Steel have registered 2 shots in the period, something they didn't do in the second frame. Shots on goal for the game, 32-7 in favor of Youngstown, as Chicago ices the puck off the defensive zone faceoff win. 14:09 left in the third. Rusinski to take the draw to the left of Shira. And he will win that faceoff. Simpson turning, firing, pad save by Shira. Spinning shot off the rebound by Rusinski was fanned on. Picked up by the steal and Crowder. Couldn't clear, kept by Simpson. Bounces off a steel skate and out to center. Into the zone comes Kazda. Tried to trade it off for Major. Good stick by Rusinski to work it back to neutral. Simpson tried to find Rusinski, but the pass little far ahead of him, and Franco plays it to the neutral zone. Coming ahead is Crowder. Major in front. Popped off of Kazda and into the glove of Tobias Trable. Want to say hi to Phantoms Assistant General Manager Timmy Parkos, tuning in from Minnesota. Hope you're doing well, Timmy. Face off to the right of Trable, won by the steal. Sisson down the left wall. Erickson in over to help out his centerman. Puck rolls into the corner. Sent around the wall by Houston. Pitching in is Millett to keep it alive for the steal. Phantoms got to it behind the cage but couldn't clear. Battle for it again below the left hash marks. Hextall takes Sissons to the boards. Kaharchik looking for that puck as well. Erickson takes down Kaharchik. Erickson tripped by Kaharchik. And I think Kaharchik's going to get a penalty for it. Matusz Kaharchik called for tripping. Time of the penalty, 7:02. Youngstown to their second penalty kill of the game. Of course, if you're going to call the trip on Kaharchik, you probably should have called the hold on Erickson beforehand that caused Kaharchik to go down in the first place. Just my opinion. Face off to the right of Trable. Scantleberry wins the draw. Crowder bumps it back to the point to Callbeck. Over to Omen. And center point Callbeck. Back to Omen near wall. Top of the right circle now. Center point Callbeck. Shot off of Rusinski. Settles down behind the cage. Vini takes his man to the boards. Loose puck picked up by, I believe that's Bukowski, but sent into the Chicago bench. Face off to the left of Trable, won by the Phantoms. 2-on-1 coming ahead. Rusinski and Bukowski. Rusinski down the left side. Fakes the pass. Shot, score! Oh, captain, my captain. Ryan Rusinski. The shorthanded goal. Second shorty of the season for Rue. And Youngstown leads 6-0. Time of the goal, 7:29. So that'll be Rusinski unassisted. Beautiful work looking off the pass and then beat Sherrod glove side just over the pad. As Youngstown wins the faceoff, rolls to the side of the cage. Trable sets it up for Houston, and Cal will get the clear. Almost found Jack Hextall at the Chicago blue line. Steele will play it back in. Now in net for the steal is Sam Caulfield. Caulfield on the season 2-2 with a .478 goals against and an .828 save percentage. As Youngstown has now scored on 3 of their 5 shots in the period. Still 55 seconds left on the power play. Major into the zone. Spun into the corner for Kazda. Knocked off the puck by Houston, came to Svitov, back to Houston, played into the corner. Kazda knocked down hard by Houston, probably could have been a boarding call. Worked up the wall, and Hextall will get the clear. Caulfield, a quick up to Major at the red line. Back into the zone comes Kazda, rips it around the kick plate. Came to Simpson, but bounced off a seam in the boards. Right, however, to Carter Murphy, who will send it down the length of the ice. Caulfield forgot he was on the power play, put his glove up in the air looking for an icing whistle as the steal will start to carry ahead. 15 seconds left in the power play for Chicago. Into the zone comes Dyer, crisscrosses with a man, fed Millett at the point. Across over to Hugh Tienan, to the right circle for a one-timer by Grande that was blocked. Loose puck picked up by the Phantoms and cleared down the ice. On net, Caulfield will set it up for Hugh Tienan as the Phantoms get back to full strength. Hugh Tienan up to the Youngstown line for Dyer. Fed it across for Kurtz. His rising shot missed the cage. Rebound off the corner glass to Vini. Banked ahead to Anderson. Logan couldn't get it deep. Came back to Svitov at center. Drop back for Murphy. Back to the red line for Vini. JT rips it in. Caulfield slows it down but couldn't stop it as it rolls in the left corner for Anderson. Logan took a bump from Kepps, fed it behind the net for Svitov. Over to Thompson, right half wall, pinching in on the play, back below the net for Svitov. Svi centering feed for Anderson, shot missed the cage. Tried to put it far side on Caulfield, who was tight to the post. Fed up to the point for Thompson, couldn't hold the line. He'll quickly get back to center to keep it away from Sisson. Played across over to Wilson, up ahead looking for Anderson. No icing here as it rolls into the right corner for O'Leary. Sorry, that might be Svitov. No, that's Svitov right there. The numbers are still throwing me off, folks. I'm doing the best I can from 200 feet away. Round to the right half wall, it's Thompson. Fed it through the low slot, unable to touch it home at the front were the Phantoms, and the puck played out to center. Kudrick banked it past Wilson, caught up to it in the right corner, tried to center, but nobody there for Chicago. Grabbed behind the net by Thompson, over to Svitov, and out to center. Grabbed in front of the benches by Kazda. Dropped back for Frankio, and up ahead for Omen. Omen across to Scantlebury. Tried to walk to the net, poked away by Berard cleanly. Up to the point for Tuminaro. Back to Omen, back to Tuminaro. Walks the blue line, fed it back to Omen. Omen to Scantlebury in the slot, but pass was out of his reach. Fed below the net for Omen. Pinned to the boards by Kuharczyk. Less than 9 minutes left in the third. Phantoms lead 6-0. Scantlebury, shot was blocked by Kuharczyk. Came to the near wall. Omen got it away from O'Leary. Bumped it behind the cage where it's grabbed by Berard. Spins off the check of Crowder with the puck. Carried far side, snapped it to the line for Svitov, who got it out to center. Alex fighting through a check, but couldn't get it deep. Bounce back to Orlowski in his own zone, and he'll settle it back for Houston. Played ahead to the line for Kuharczyk, and then Orlowski. Jesse, top of the right circle, cycles down the wall for Kuharczyk. Batush spins off the check of Major. Fought through a couple of checks, got it to McKinnon. Up to the line where it was kept by Hamilton. Fed down low for Kuharczyk. Over to the left side for Orlowski. Now McKinnon, top of the left circle. McKinnon, shot. Rebound, Kuharczyk battling for it. Caulfield makes the save. And we'll have our final media timeout of regulation. 8:08 left in the third. Phantoms lead 6-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Back inside the Gavelli Center, 8:08 left in the third. Phantoms lead 6-0. Shots on goal for the game, 33-8 in favor of Youngstown. 5-3 in the period in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms have scored on 3 of those 5 shots. Face off to the right of Caulfield, who came on in relief of Louis-Felix Chirac. Chicago wins the defensive zone draw. Charlton out to center and then chipped into the zone by Kazda. Hamilton in the left corner around the wall was looking for Berard. Couldn't get to it at the half wall in time. Instead bounces to Hextall and then Jardine. Jards back to Hamilton. Jack with a shot, but the back-checking Kazda redirects that into the meshing. In fact, that might have actually gone over the meshing and into section 220 to the back right of Sam Caulfield, who came on after the shorthanded goal by Rusinski, which was the 6th allowed by Louis-Felix Chirac. Face off to the left of Caulfield. One by Hextall. Jardine across, shot. Caulfield with the save. believe that was Hamilton crashing in the back door. Check that, it was Murphy. Vini kept the right point, tried to feed it deep, taken away by the steal, and they will get it out to center where it is grabbed at the red line by Vini. Over to Murphy, out to the red line for Jardine to sweep deep. Caulfield played it up the near wall, taken by Kurtz, up the wall to Erickson. Bump back to Kurtz under forecheck pressure from O'Leary. Over the right corner for Millett, played back behind the cage for Kurtz. Up to Millett at the blue line, snapped out to center, looking for Grande. Don't think anybody got a stick on it. Nope, they're going to say Vini did, so wave off icing. Jardine at the half wall, worked it to Hextall. Out to center for O'Leary. Fed across for a shot by Bukowski, answered by Caulfield. Matty to his own rebound near wall. Below the goal line for Hextall. Up to the left point for Houston. D over to Thompson. Braden found some space. Got a shot on the net, but a glove save by Caulfield. I think it was Bukowski providing the screen in front. Caulfield, however, able to see through that traffic. 6:42 left in the third. And again, a 6-0 Phantoms lead. Phantoms win the draw. Players collide. Played back to the point. Thompson couldn't hold the zone as he went left and the puck went right. Back into his own zone for it, over to Houston, ahead to the line for Hesh to redirect into the zone. Caulfield out to the side of the cage to play it. Away from Anderson, up the near wall. Hesh ducked around his man, but Chicago able to clear it out the center. Picked up at the red line by Thompson. He'll carry back in and get it deep. Caulfield wandering out of the blue paint again, able to play it over to defense. Now right corner for Kemps, up that far wall for Sisson. Out to the red line for Crowder and into the zone for Kudrick. Pass across, stolen by Simpson. He's into the zone one-on-one with Hayutinen. Simpson danced around him but lost the puck as Coop looking to add to the highlight reel for the second time tonight. Phantoms out to center for Simpson. Pass ahead came off of Omen and down into the Youngstown zone. Omen toward the cage. Got a shot away trip with the save rebound below the net. Played up the middle. They were looking for Tuminaro. But as the pass went to the right, he went to the left and went all the way down into the Chicago end. Hayutinen back for it over to Tuminaro. Out to the red line for Scantlebury into the zone. Over to the right wing for Crowder. Couldn't play it cleanly. Went in front and a quick shot on the cage by Omen that I believe was kicked out by Trable. Either that or he missed the net completely. One of the two. Berard off of Chicago body and out to center. Rusinski knocks it north. Bounces off of Franku back to Berard. Brody softly off the far wall. Couldn't get it into the zone. Chicago gets it deep. No icing here. Wilson left corner. Checks over his shoulder. Sees Scantlebury. Leaves the puck for Berard. Comes up the wall to McKinnon. Played back around to Wilson near corner. Up the middle for Rusinski. Backhanded to the red line. Major trying to pick it up and re-enter the zone. Battle in front of the Phantoms bench for it. Kazda fell on top of the puck a couple of different times. As going down in the middle of the ice, I believe, was Orlowski. As Major enters the zone for Chicago. Got a shot away. Trable with the save, but I believe a hooking call upcoming on JT Vini. Time of the penalty, 15:28. Phantoms to the penalty kill for, I believe, the third time tonight. Scored a shorthanded goal on their last penalty kill. And yes, this is the third power play of the game for the Steelers. Youngstown wins the faceoff. Hamilton off the glass and to the line, kept by the steal. But on that keep attempt, Matty Bukowski tripped a man, so Youngstown going down 5-on-3. And so Phantoms will have to kill off 154 of a 5-on-3. Time of the penalty, 15:34. It would be Rusinski, Hamilton, and Houston. Puck pinballing around in front, came to the side of the net for a shot by Erickson and a pad save by Trable. Millet between the circles. Over to Kurtz, tried to play the bank play to Aiden Dyer. It wouldn't go. Dyer was down for a minute there, maybe trying to draw another call. Here it's Millet. Over to Kurtz. Back to Millet between the circles. To Kurtz. Toe drag. Shot blocked. Got his own rebound. Shot drifted it wide of the cage. Rebound off the corner boards to Hamilton, who clears. Houston stays out. Hextall and Wilson jump on. Minute 10 left in the 5-on-3. Into the zone comes Major, ducked under the check of Wilson, kept control of the puck, sent it around the ball, but it hit a seam in the boards and came to Houston. And I think Cal was as surprised as anybody else to see it on his stick. As it took him a second to realize he was able to get the clear, and he did. Hutinen back into his own zone for it. And Chicago back into the zone, 45 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Major, left circle. Side of the cage, Kazda fed across off a Phantom body that was Murphy, and Trable had to pat it out to Kazda. Hutinen, left circle, Major, fake the pass, still has it. 30 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Major, side of the cage, Kazda back to Major, shot score. Henry Major breaks up Tobias Trable's shutout bid with 2:57 left in the third. For Major's second goal of the weekend, fourth of the season. And the Steeler on the board. It's 6-1. Phantoms control the draw. Vini will get the clear. Caulfield slows it down behind the cage as it rolls in the left corner. Hutinen over to Kemps. And then spun it back to his Finnish partner, now back to Kemps. Starts to carry it ahead slowly. Lost it in front of the benches, played back ahead by the Phantoms, grabbed by the Steel at their own line and ahead off of Kazda. At the line, it's Kemps. Across right circle, one-timer by Hutinen. Off the heel of his stick and blocked. Phantoms are back to full strength. Houston to the loose puck. Over to Hesh. Out to the neutral zone, lifted down the ice by McKinnon. Kemps grabs at the top of the left circle of his own zone. 2:10 left in regulation, 6-1 Phantoms. So I think the puck was played into the Phantoms bench. 2:04 left in the third. Face off right in front of the Youngstown bench. Kaharchik to take the draw against Kudrick. Kudrick wins that faceoff. Kurtz bumps it over to Millet, and he'll play it deep. In the left wing corner it goes. Grabbed by Murphy. Sent around the kick plate looking for Svitov, but he tangled sticks with Erickson. Kaharchik picked up the puck, able to poke it out to center. Trying to skate through contact with Svitov, forcing the issue down in the Chicago end now. Millet spins the puck away from him up the near side. Erickson lost his footing, trying to back into the puck, and Svitov holds the zone. Over to Anderson, fed down low for Kaharchik. Bumped off by Millet. Fed up the far side. Sisson mostly fanned on his clearing pass, but it did bounce to Kudrick, who skated through the neutral zone, bounced it on net. Trable will glove and hold as Thompson and Kudrick exchange pleasantries in the low slot. 83 seconds left in regulation. Phantoms poised to raise their record to 9-5-1. Give them 19 points on the year. Try to stay ahead of the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, who are facing off with the Madison Capitals tonight. That game just underway in probably about the last 5 or 10 minutes. Chicago will drop to 8-5 on the years. Youngstown wins the defensive zone draw. Orlowski down to a knee, able to play it out to center. Off a steel stick, it bounced to Berard. Back to neutral for Orlowski. Couldn't play it ahead, taken by Major. Orlowski able to work it free to Hesh. Grabbed by O'Leary and fire deep with 65 seconds left in regulation. And in fact, there is now 1 minute left in the third period. Steele into the zone, it's Chorlton. couldn't walk through 3 defenders as Hesh got put down hard at the blue line by Tuminaro. Into the corner, it's Charlton. Back to the point, Tuminaro. Shot, missed the cage, bounced off the back of the net to Hesh. Hesh off the window to the line, kept by Charlton, fed back into the right wing corner with 40 seconds left in the game. Hesh out to the blue line for Orlowski, gained the red, and bounced it into the right wing corner. Kurtz back for it. Slowly carries ahead, less than 30 seconds left in the game. Crowder into the zone, cross-ice pass off a Phantom stick, bounced over to Gockler. Left point, tried to feed it deep, found Crowder, his spinning shot from the wall. Missed the net, and then off the corner boards, it's out to center. Grabbed by Gockler again, played to the line for Crowder, and bumped over to Kazda. His shot wide of the cage. Rebound, Trable pounced on it as it was loose at the side of the blue with 4.2 left in tonight's contest. One more drop of the puck ought to do it as Rusinski will take the draw against Crowder. Puck is down. Crowder wins the draw back to the point. Hiutinen's shot is blocked. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cavelli Center is closed for business this evening. Phantoms win 6-1. Final shots on goal tonight, 33-12 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 5 shots in the third period. Chicago with 7. We'll keep it right here for the post-game show. Get you a scoring recap from tonight's game. 6:58 of the first period, Logan Anderson gets Youngstown on the board, his third of the season. Matty Bukowski and Carter Murphy with the helpers. 15-11, Jakob Hesch, his fourth of the campaign. Malachi McKinnon and Jack Wilson with the assist. Phantoms led 2-0 at the end of the first. Only goal of the second period belonged to Youngstown. Malachi McKinnon, his sixth unassisted, came at 14:49. 59 seconds into the third, highlight reel goal for Cooper Simpson. His sixth goal of the season, Kyle O'Leary and Jack Wilson with the assists. 5 minutes into the frame, Evan Jardine with his sixth goal of the season, Jack Hextall with the helper. At 7:29, Ryan Rusinski, unassisted shorthanded, his ninth goal of the season, second shorthanded. Youngstown led 6-0. And then at 17:03, a 5-on-3 power play goal for Henry Major, fourth goal of the season, Tim Kazda and Nate Charlton with the helpers. That's how we got to our 6-1 final. Tobias Trable gets the win. He stops 11 out of 12. Louis Felix Chirac got the start for Chicago. He stopped 27 out of 33, and they don't have any shots for Sam Caulfield. I don't believe that is correct. I think he faced at least 2 or 3 shots. They just didn't credit him with any saves. Do not believe that is correct, but Caulfield on in relief played the final 12:31 of the game for Chicago. Chicago power play 1 for 4. Youngstown power play 0 for 2. Phantoms will be home next weekend to take on the Sioux Falls Stampede. Next Friday, $6 tickets, $2 beers. And then I believe we have specialty jerseys again next Saturday night as well. Great seats available for all of those games. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets or more information. 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825. For my engineer, Dave the Ferris Tomato, pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air, Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date for you on social media. I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score, Youngstown 6 and Chicago 1. We will catch you here at the Cavelli Center next Friday night. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.